Well, our vision of the internal European energy market is clearly that of a competitive market, which large market areas which expand cross-border and bring together a variety of different players from the renewable energy sector with flexible conventional power plants and the demand side. But we are also concerned that in some areas this vision that I just described is not sufficiently emphasized, and that should be ensured in the next 2 years as the package will be further discussed and ultimately implemented.
Yes, we think it's a very good starting point for this discussion and to basically define the framework for the next decade. The most important thing is that we move towards a better functioning internal market, as was just mentioned. What we still see there is that we need some further work in order to ensure a truly level playing field. One of the things that we're seeing is that we have a number of new entrants in the market, and whereas we welcome those as Eurelectric because they'll help ultimately ensure demand side management, ensure new ways of trading power with each other, we also need to ensure that they're not more equal than the others in the market. We need to ensure the true level playing field.
We think the internal market needs to be built on more regional cooperation than what we have today. There can be only one way towards a truly integrated market. We need to solve issues together in the European market. Instead, we are seeming to take a direction here to focus more on smaller markets, which is the wrong way. And here, this is one example where we think the winter package does not sufficiently outline what it is that we ultimately want to achieve. Instead, it focuses on short-term issues. But again, I think the general approach, which is also in the winter package, that markets should be coordinated through the market price signal, that's the right approach, and it will be up to all stakeholders now and up to the Commission to emphasize this point when the winter package is further discussed. I think the key target here is decarbonisation, and in order to achieve that, electricity can play a very crucial role, in particular, of course, renewable energy sources in the energy market. Hence, we need to focus on integrating these energy sources not only into the system, but also into the market. Let them be coordinated through the market price, both for power plant dispatch and for investment decision. Then there is a huge potential for electricity in combination with electric vehicles, for example, which also can ultimately contribute to decarbonisation of the whole European market.
I think it was a very important statement because it really shows the dedication of this sector to the decarbonisation, to the energy transition. If we want to have a completely clean electricity supply by 2050, it's necessary that we make the right investment decisions already today. And by making this statement, Eurelectric is sending a very clear signal to the market and to the society in general that we are determined to go this way, and that we will be continuing to take the necessary decisions to get there. We have to remember that we're talking about 50 to 80 billion euros worth of new investments in power generation from 2020 onwards, and that money is not going to new coal-fired power plants. That's the implication of this statement.
The European emissions trading scheme is clearly the number one tool to achieve decarbonisation. And if there's anything that needs to be done, it's that this system should be strengthened. If the market price should be higher to increase incentives for decarbonisation, then the number of certificates needs to be reduced. That's the one parameter where at the beginning, when the system was implemented, different expectations about demand for these certificates had been made. So this is what should be reviewed, as has been done also with the market stability reserve. It's quite interesting to see that outside of Europe, this system is actually taken as a blueprint, and the European Energy Exchange, which runs the primary auctions in the ETS scheme for the European Commission and different member states, We are contacted by a number of players from all parts of the world who want to learn from our experience and want to establish similar emissions trading schemes, be it in parts of the US, be it in Asia or elsewhere. So this system is a success. Clearly, the market is very well functioning. It delivers a price signal 24 hours, 7 days a week. Of course, the price is not as high as originally the expectations have been, but that is just because of the number of certificates being fixed. So the European ETS, that's the tool to achieve further decarbonisation. Hence, we do see it critical if there's interference with that price signal by introducing a 550 gram per kilowatt hour limit in the winter package in the energy market design, which weakens the signal that we get out of the ETS.